And guys, I'm back with the paintbrush microphone, and that means it's time for heart to heart as an animation student. I have some sad news, guys. I failed my 3D modeling class. Yeah, I'm very embarrassed to admit that fact. But hence the crying anime girl t-shirt. I don't know if you guys can see. But yeah, that hit hard since I was struggling so much with the learning curves, but I'm not gonna let that feeling sink in. I definitely want to take off a year break to study all of this stuff. And so we're gonna start with today, with some self-studying on Autodesk Maya, especially since in school you're told what to study, what to model. Today, I choose my way. I choose to model what I want to, and I want to model stuff that I see in video games that are not in real life. So that's the tutorial I'll be following today, and I want to thank Maya for sponsoring this video. I'm so grateful that they chose me to show off some of the best features of this program, especially since now I want to dive in and give it another try, and I won't take an L again this time. So let's get right into it, guys. I'm gonna get all close and personal, guys. Let's open up Autodesk Maya now. I gotta sign in. Alright, we're about to get serious with it, guys. I normally don't do this type of video, but I'm trying to laugh at myself a little bit more with this L because I am not taking it well. It's okay, guys, to have a breather sometimes. I'm trying to normalize that a little bit, especially as an animation student. There's a lot to learn on top of modeling. There's texturing, there's so much more. There's terminologies that I don't fully know or understand yet, but that's the goal of this video, to learn a lot of the basics. So I wanted to explain all like this weirdness, guys. I wonder if other animation students go through these same roller coasters of emotions as well. And we're in, guys. We got a new project. Ooh. And there's Maya. Alright, let me bring up the tutorials. I think I'll keep Maya on the main screen and then have my tutorial down there. Yeah. Oh, I found this tutorial where I can teach you Maya in 20 minutes. Of course, it's not gonna take 20 minutes. It's gonna take me hours every time I pause the video to do one thing, but at least I'm gonna be modeling something that I really like. Because even though like my class was recorded, I still didn't understand what was going on. Okay, yeah, that's like nothing to be proud about, but you know, I'm just venting. Alright, get into it. Alright, let's start by covering some bases. What is Autodesk Maya? I'm familiar with the name Autodesk, and I recently learned what Maya was last semester, and even so, my professor didn't fully explain what this program is capable of, especially coming from an Illustrator background such as myself. So, Maya is a professional 3D software for creating realistic characters and blockbuster-worthy effects used by 3D modelers, animators, lighting artists, and VFX artists across film, TV, and game industries. I didn't know you could create VFX in Maya. That's so crazy. I thought Maya was only for modeling. There's so much feature in this. One of the key benefits of Maya is that you can bring believable characters to life with engaging animation tools. I didn't know Maya had face tracking built in. I was watching one of my friend's story on Instagram. She's an animation student at UCF, and she was working on that, and I'm so sad because we didn't get a chance to do that last semester in my class. We just did very boring projects. And another key benefit of Maya is that you can shape 3D objects and scenes with intuitive modeling tools. As you guys can see right here. Maya is also used to create realistic effects, from explosions to claw stimulation. Oh man, I suck at that word. But Maya is used on major motion films like Sony Pictures Spider-Man, The Spider-Verse, live action films. Man, this is the industry program. I didn't know you could do all of that in Maya. So why did the professor make us do boring stuff? So I'm so upset. Guys, it's already 1 a.m. and I've only managed to make it to the first 10 minutes of this tutorial, and it took me several hours just to get this part of the room, and I'm super proud and Even though this tutorial was super helpful, I still had to Google so many things, and that's part of the learning curve for learning a new software. Thankfully, I still had some of my old notes from class to figure out my keyboard shortcuts, especially since my middle mouse click was not working. Maya is one of those programs where you need the middle mouse click button, especially to move around the 3D space. So thankfully, I wrote out the notes of where to figure out an alternatives to that, because I was trying to change it into my Logitech mouse settings, and that was not working. So it's 1 a.m. now. I'm gonna take a short break and play a little bit of Borderlands 3, and I'm gonna hop back onto this, do a little bit more, and then I'm gonna save the rest until the morning. And again, I'm gonna take this process slow because I'm learning a lot, and it feels really nice that I'm making a lot of progress. I did run into some technical issues with this window part right here with the bevel, and once I research it, it looks like there's probably something with my topography that's wrong. I probably have to go back and fix that, because I know later on it's gonna mess up. So, but for now, I'm really happy of how things are turning out. Like, let me put this down so that way I get to whirl around for you guys. Tour that I promised. Let me put down my mic this way so it'll be a little bit hard to hear me for a moment. And here it is. Oh man, I'm really proud. Even though this took a couple hours, this was so much faster than what I had in class. So I feel like I'm learning even. Oh man, I've been using my notes in class in combination with that video, because again, the video doesn't teach me everything. Sometimes I run into some issues where I have to troubleshoot myself. Like, I didn't know, I still don't completely understand what topology is, but I know that's the reason why I can't add the edge loop to this window. But you know what? I'll come back to it, and I'll take this a little bit slower, and just I can't wait till I get to the level where I'm able to create some extremely cool stuff in 3D on my own. But till that day comes, you're gonna continue to learn and hit the books. I wish I had some books. If you guys have some Maya book 3D modeling recommendations, leave them down below, and let me take my break, and so that way I could get right back into it. So the Borderlands series, especially the newest one, Borderlands 3, looks visually gorgeous, guys. It's a 3D game that has the style of a comic book, and that's the style that I kind of want to aspire to one day, to merge 3D with 2D drawings. Oh man, like, reminds me a little bit of Into the Spider-Verse, but the color scheme, and I'm so happy I got this game free on Epic. So yeah. And we're back on the grind, guys. Some more 3D modeling, and there's been a lot to learn. So I have my school notes up on the side on one of my monitors, as you guys can see. And another thing about Autodesk Maya, the main brand that creates this, which is Autodesk, is that they're a leader in 3D design and engineering and entertainment software. So they create a lot of these types of program for this industry. And Autodesk spans architecture, engineering, construction, product design, manufacturing, media, and entertainment, empowering innovators everywhere to solve challenges big and small. Autodesk basically makes a lot of 3D software for most animation pipelines, and that's really cool. And they have financing available, and it's no charge for a college student when using an EDU email. And right now I'm taking a small break because I've been working for hours, so I'm just making myself a peanut butter sandwich with banana. So wow. That's one of the plus side of being a student, is that you get Maya for free. That's actually what I've been using this whole video. I'm using my student license, and right now I'm taking a small little break. I decided to watch a quick YouTube video, and now we're right back at it because I'm trying to wrap this up tonight, because I really wanna, like, I'm already like this far ahead. And I wanted to highlight that Autodesk Maya also have their own tutorials too on their website. It has been super helpful, and they have additional resources as well. And we're back at it again. I made so much progress, and now I'm onto the mug. The mug was actually one of the easier things for me to model, and I feel so much happier self-learning on my own. I have much more autonomy in what I learn and my time. School added unnecessary amount of stress. Not that my teacher was awful. It was a lot of my fault, a lack of my part. It was hard for me to keep up with the assignment at the time, and everything was new, and I wasn't super interested in what the teacher was teaching us how to model. He was telling us the real world, everybody is a character modeler or character animator. You'll make a lot of money if you know how to model backgrounds, especially realistic backgrounds. And I thought that was cool, but I was not really interested in that at the moment, especially when I'm learning something completely new. I wanted to jump into something a little bit more fun. So that's why I personally prefer the self-learning, and I will be taking a gap year after the semester. I'm still taking one class this summer, and we're getting towards the end, guys. I made it. But I'll go more into that. But I'm so happy that I made it this far. I want to do more sessions like this since it's so relaxing, guys. Guys, and we're done, and it's like 3 a.m. the next day, and that's because I like working on these at night. This was a very fun leisure. There's definitely so much for me to learn that I want to tackle on more, and even with this, my render did not come out perfectly. It still has a lot of noise, so I hope this video helped and motivate anyone that was in the similar shoes as me, and that it's okay to be a beginner and struggling at a new software, and that's something I think we all struggle with. So I definitely want to tackle this a lot more and do a lot more studies like this. This was first of many because I want to get to the level of like Borderlands character modelers, designers. I'm not there yet. That'll probably take years, but I'm ready to keep putting in more steps to get better at this program. I'm just happy that I did this. And I can't wait to look back later on when I model more cool and crazy things to see how I started, and even some of the assignments that I did in class that I never finished. So I want to thank Autodesk Maya for sponsoring this video once more, because this program is powerful, and I'm happy that I got to touch a little bit of everything today, and I'll have more study with me videos like this in the future, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!